Sus Marios, I need to. I think the recording's in progress. I'm gonna do that every time there's a class now. All right, ready na tayo. Hi guys, welcome to Reading and Writing by Baybayin Text. This is a class on writing conventions and general mistakes that people make with Baybayin itself. So this one's more of a lecture style, and so just me talking. If anyone has questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so let's go. History of Baybayin. Okay, so the history of Baybayin includes, before Baybayin and other suyats, Kawi was the primary writing system, specifically in the southern part of the Philippines. This is because of the influence of the Rajanate and Sultanate of Brunei, and with the pre-colonial Philippines being a part of the Islamosphere and the Indosphere specifically. Baybayin evolved from Kawi, the shapes of which are extremely similar to how it is now. Kawi is used in the modern day in Indonesia, specifically in Brunei itself. From Kawi we get traditional Baybayin, and that's where we go from there. When the Spanish arrived, they first started to use the traditional Baybayin to help convert and colonize their land. This is shown in the Doctrina Christiana from the late 16th century. The Doctrina Christiana is an infamous document which showcases the traditional way of writing in terms of without using the cruz and the sinawali to indicate single consonants within the word. So the Spanish friars, so the people like monks and priests whatnot, developed the cruz and subsequently the sinawali, which remove the inherent vowels within the character set itself. Why colonizers? RIP. They remove the vowels to better transcribe the finals and the consonant parts of the language itself. Now we have a graphemic diglossic experience of writing between either traditional and modern writing. Graphemic being writing, diglossic meaning using two sets of writing systems. We either have the traditional writing and the modern writing. Exactly. RIP. Which to use. So here we have traditional Baybayin and modern Baybayin. Didn't I use Baybayin? Yeah, they used Baybayin to because back in the olden days, it was actually prevalent for people to be extremely literate in how to read and write in Baybayin and Kawi itself. Kawi and the other Devanagari and so the Arabic, like the Arabic script, was fairly common within the Lakans and the Datus of time because they had knowledge of it being a part of the Indo and Islamist sphere. So which to use? I preferably use obviously modern Baybayin with traditional Baybayin for for writing poetic elements and deity stuff. It doesn't really matter as long as when you know the language that you're writing in and someone knows the language you're writing in, it's easier to decipher and understand the context in which that we understand the words. So here we have the word pagmamahal. In the traditional Baybayin, it just says pa, ma, ha. In the modern Baybayin, it has the little consonant parts. So the g in pag and then the l in mahal. Anyone in the before the ages would have known how to read it in a fairly concise manner and didn't need the vowel adding thingy. Modern writing allows for more nuance. However, as writers, we should still embrace the ambiguity within the writing itself, because ambiguity can be good and allows for more deep/artistic interpretations of the text. With the traditional writing system, it's easier to recognize certain words across different languages, specifically the cognates. So iro and ido, written as I, the I and a ro. So iro is in Cebuano and ido is in Iligaynon. These both mean dog, but you can see how in the Latin alphabet, we can actually see, we can't see how related they are. We have like just a substitution of the consonant. However, in the Baybayin for Suyat Bisaya, it would have been easier to do cross-linguistic communication between others. It's like the way how Chinese languages all write with the same languages, but are different languages entirely. So someone who is a Cantonese speaker will understand what a Mandarin speaker is writing, but will not necessarily understand what they are saying. The words obakit and bakit. So obakit is in Kapampangan and bakit is in Tagalog. Hello, what is happening here? Oh, it's okay. This word here shows us the common D consonant or D/R consonant that occurs for some southern Philippine languages. The D consonant is more common down south, while the R consonant is more common up north, or just generally the Tagalog region. So this word means day. In Tagalog, it's araw. In Bicol is aldao. In Binisaya, it's adlaw. In Kapampangan, it's aldo. This is why we have the D, the D character as both representing an R sound and a D sound, because they are what's called free variations of each other. They're barely close. See, araw, aldao, adlaw, etc. The existence and methods in which Baybayin and other Suyats work are a result of the needs required for transcribing our language in standard Suyats. This is honestly something that is very important. That's why some languages aren't that good at being transcribed in one system versus another, like how Latin alphabet wouldn't work with Chinese languages since they utilize tone and such. Why what's called Tagalog, the Baybayin and other stuff will use syllabaries instead of writing it in letter by letter forms. That's why English is not syllabic. It doesn't use a syllabic writing system because English has too many different syllables to use, whilst languages like ours or Japanese will have only a few amount of syllables. Why does traditional script not use Dodok and Sing Sing to distinguish between I and E? Here, vowels in the Philippine languages are a part of an alphonic 5-vowel system. 5-vowel system meaning we have typically 5 vowels: A, E, or U. I, E, the vowel E and the vowel E are in free variation between each other, as well as the vowel U and the vowel O. What does this mean? The way we speak has been heavily influenced by the free variations that is in our language. Sorry, I have grammar mistakes. The word gabi, pangit, buo, are sometimes pronounced gabe, pangit, buo, or buo, which I know, wow, we can see evidence of this. However, in the free variation in the grammar of the languages that we speak, so the word pinto when conjugated into the second noun form, becomes pintuan. The word noun English, when conjugated into a verb, ay, just go, balik ka. Well, it becomes, hirap naman ito. Becomes Englishin. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's, oh my God. Anyways, let's do this. Quick basics. Not that I don't believe y'all or anything. What's it called? I'm pretty sure some of y'all know. Y'all got this. Okay. Baybayin is an alpha syllabary, meaning that it uses syllables and will mark the variations in the different vowels. It uses the diacritic, the tuldok, and sing-sing to indicate the vowels other than the given base vowel, the given base vowel being a. So when you read a Baybayin letter without any, what's called, any diacritics, it'll just be ba or e or ga, nga, etc. This is touched up in Intro to Baybayin. Use of the removes the vowel, blah, blah, blah. We know this. This is the basic vowel, basic what's called characters in the Baybayin. So just a refresher. Can I get a thumbs up from people just so that we know that you're like, yeah, am I going too fast? This isn't taught in schools here in the Philippines. I know, it pisses me off. It honestly does, but honestly, it's really good that how what's it called, people are pushing for more, what's it called, for more education in this topic. So heck yeah, thank you for coming. I hope you come to more classes. Thank you, Xander. Good pacing. Nice. Okay. Now we're gonna get into the writing conventions. Strap yourselves in, boys, for a wild ride of fun. Writing conventions in Baybayin are fairly typical to what you would see in the Latin written things. However, there are some parts that are fairly grammar specific. Here, this is the most common mistake people make, using this character to represent the digraph nang. So we would never do this because the language itself is, what's it called, is phonetic. So our writing system is phonetic. So writing this will be both redundant and incorrect. Oh my God, I used the same word. A sentence like bahay ng aso, if written as like this using that character thing, would be written as bahay ng aso. It does not sound correct. Bahay ng aso. It's unless you're speaking another language, but Tagalog specific, you would not write it as such because it's phonetic. We need to write the full phonetic word nang in order to make it correct. We have evidence for this in the spells for the Rajahnate of Manila, being referred to as Bayan ng Manila, spelled as Baya na Manila. This is the in the traditional script itself. The na right there, chef's kiss. Next on. Question. Yes.
Yeah, so before I got the chance to like fully dive into learning more Tagalog, I noticed that like in quote Filipino language, you know what I mean, not specifically Tagalog, a lot of words would be written abbreviated kind of instead of like the full word. So like mga and nang, you know what I mean?
Mga.
Yeah, like it would
Yeah.
be written as MGA instead of MANG.
Yes. This is another one. I forgot to add this. We wouldn't write it as, oh my God, I can actually draw. Let's do this. We wouldn't write it as, oh my God, that's such an ugly color. Sorry. What's a nice color? What color should we do? It's red. We wouldn't write it as that, and then because that's honestly, or not even that, it would, rewriting it as how it's written in the what's it called, Latin alphabet would be also incorrect. this digraph. These two digraphs arose around the 17th, 18th century to make the writing easier because paper was expensive back then and we needed to shorten our words. When you were writing the word manga in Tagalog or any other Filipino language, we always use the pronunciation way. So ma and nga. Is that good? Did I answer the question? Hello? Yeah?
So,
Alrighty.
so
Oh, yeah.
the cross
Yes.
underneath it is to make it like silent, right?
Yes. Correct. The cross underneath make it silent. And if you see on this one, we're trying to write the word manga, but if we wrote it like the way that we write it in the Latin alphabet, and then we wrote it in Baybayin, this would say mga, which is
Nga.
obviously incorrect. Yeah, which is obviously incorrect. We have to always write it in the method, the phonetic way. All right, see, I shall move on. But some people also use dots and commas instead of the cruz. Yeah, the dots and commas, just to make it easier, because sometimes the dots and commas on top or even bottom will be distinguished, will be read as a vowel modifier itself. So it's always good to use the cruz or the sinwali to, of course, exit out. In the modern, what's it called? The Unicode, which is used for writing any language, it's actually recommended to use the cruz instead of the sinawali because the sinawali doesn't register on every single computer while the cruz does. However, in writing, I personally use the cruz, the sinawali. The sinawali being just an X while the cruz being a cross. It's just a rotation. So yeah. Am I good to keep going on? Any more questions? Hi chat. Hi chat, welcome to my live stream. Anyways, let's keep going. Glide consonants. Fun, linguistic stuff, but also, yes. Whose sound is that coming from? Just sort of it. Anyways, glide consonants within a consonant vowel pair. So C, glide consonant, and V. A glide consonant only refers to two consonants being y and a w sound. So that's what a glide consonant is. These are maybe difficult to spot, but for words, so like Cilia, Maria, Guapo, their glide consonants are present between the consonant and the vowel. So with Cilia, the glide consonant is the y between the L and the A. Maria, the glide consonant is the I between the R and the A. Guapo, the W between the G and the A. Cilia would be segmented as these three in three different characters, Si, Li, and Ya. But we would use it as the Si with a dot on top to make it a E sound, Li with a dot on La with a dot on top to make a Li sound, and Ya, the Ya character itself. We wouldn't spell it as Si, as Sa with the dot on top, La with a cross, and then a Ya, because it wouldn't be seen as, you wouldn't be able to quote unquote pronounce it because it would be Silya, not Silya. The segmentation, the use of the chorus actually allows us to see where the syllable boundaries are in the sentence. So it's one word, Silya, not Silya. We see evidence of this in the phonetic writing in the Doctrina Cristina. Some words like guapo would be written with the G character, the ga character, as digraph with a wa. So gu wa. So here's an example of evidence from the Doctrina Castrina. This is the word Maria. We have the ma, and then we have the da with a toldok on the top to signify e sound, and then a ya at the end to signify the glide. Does that make any sense to people? Just checking with everyone. These are, yep, fantastic. Let's keep going. This is the rule when writing a sentence where it has a C consonant, a glide, and a vowel syllable. Write the head consonant, so the vowel being pronounced as with an I or an U tuldo or something, then followed with a ya or a wa. This is because the E sound is close enough to the ya sound, y, and the U is close enough to the w sound to make it easy. Duende. In proper regular writing, do, we, de, not as d, we, de. This makes it, if it was the latter in traditional writing, it would be wende or just wede. Yes, Roman characters as duende, exactly. That's how we should always be spelling and writing our Baybayin. What else? The point I'm trying to make is that we want to write it so that we can perfectly pronounce it. And if you remove the consonants that have the cruz, then you should still be able to write it. So yeah. Glide consonants in final position. These are my favorites. Tell me if I'm going too fast. Glide consonants in final position are either written as with the I, like the E, what's called character, or the U or O character when representing a Y sound or a W sound at the end of a syllable. We see evidence of this in the word araw. The word proper noun araw is spelled so a common-ish, not common, like I've seen this name a couple times. A person with name Arao. It's written with Arao as well. And you can also see it in the Hispanicized spelling of place names and how we would spell them in Baybayin. So places like Mindanao, like the Au sound, we have a W at the end. The word Kilay, meaning eyebrows, will have a I digraph. Wait, no, an I character at the end. Here, glide in final positions are written with that. Oh my god, did I just repeat what I said? Oh my god, it's kind of funny. Okay, so I kind of want someone to try read these out loud. If not, then I will. Come on, Xander.
Which one do you want me to do? The first?
Let's do the first one together. Let's do it.
I'm assuming it's Bahay.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes.
Bahay. See, we have the. It's okay, Kai. You don't need to participate much.
Yeah, no worries.
Bahay.
We got everybody covered.
It's okay. Oh my god, go back. The second one is.
Do you want me to go again?
Yeah, you can go again.
Okay. If anything, I'll just read all of them if you need me to.
You got this.
Hilai?
Go. Hilai? No. No. What's the last consonant there?
It's
What's the last?
Hilao.
Hilao. Yes. Hilao means raw. So next one is this is a Bisaya word.
Wait.
So that makes it O sound or U sound.
Onasao? Is that right?
Oh my god, I even wrote it wrong. Wow, this is an F in the chat, boys. There's a There. This word says unsay, which means ano or what in Bisaya. Last one is the proper noun, the name,
So,
araw.
Adam.
Exactly. This is so sexy, guys. Anyways, wow. Anyways, let's keep continuing on. So these are the glide consonants in final position. Hopefully we understand that. What's the time? Oh my god, it's not even per. Oh. Let's keep going. Hello. Grammar specific rules. This is importante ante. The pan prefix. The pan prefix is called an instrumental prefix. It shows something being used for a thing. So when writing the pan prefix, we always write it with pa and then the ng at the end, regardless of what comes after it. Regardless of what comes after it. Why is this special? Why is this special? Philippine languages do a thing called nasal assimilation. In order for it to be easier to pronounce, I got interrupted. Oh my god, that's so sexy. Okay. Nasal assimilation, where the makes it easier to pronounce. This is because all of the different iterations in the Latin spelling is just the exact same prefix. What is the prefix? Let's see it in the context of an actual word. Examples, the word pampatulog. Pampatulog meaning the thing that you use when you're going to sleep. See, we have a M at the end, pam, patulog, because the sound is close enough to a p sound that it makes it easy to pronounce. But when we're writing it in Baybayin, we use the ng. This is one of the few things where it's like, it's not cognizant with what we write in the Latin alphabet versus the Baybayin. Pampatulog. Next one, pandilig. Pandilig is a watering can. Something, dilig means to water watering a garden or something. And it means a noun for something to water something. Trying to explain it the best way. We also write it with the ng because the sound is fairly close to the d sound in the mouth as well, because they're articulated in the same exact place. We have the word pangkultura, for the culture. It will be written as ng sound, exactly for the culture, per the ng, and this is one of the few ones where it actually makes sense because ng is close to the k sound at the back, and it is how we would write it in the Latin alphabet. How do we know this is bang? When the word itself, when the prefix is attached to a word that starts with a vowel or a glide, it will have a ng sound instead. And it's shown in what's called, I forgot which text it is. One day I'll find it. But this, yes. It will come from, it will only have the back vowel. So pangusap, thing for speaking, pangatlo, a third thing. Does this make sense? The way that n sound will change depending on where it's being pronounced. Can I get a thumbs up? If it's thumbs down, I will keep on explaining. Do you have a question? Or thumbs up? Okay, cool. I think practice reading time. I have two examples here. The top one is in Tagalog. The bottom one is in Binisaya. So the diversity here, guys. Let's just try read it together. So the first, kamusta, our first thing, kamusta, and then C is our person identifier. And this is one of the rules that we established. Zana, can you try to say this word for me?
For any of our native Tagalog speakers, I am so sorry.
It's just a name. It's a name. It's an English name, actually.
Oh, got you. Okay, so the sentence is kamusta si Guan?
I've not spelled it wrong. It's supposed to be Gwen.
Gwen.
Gwen, see? So
Kamusta
we
si
have
Gwen?
yeah. Si Gwen ako. So I am Gwen. We have the gu part here, which signifies the u sound, and then we have the wa. This is the what's called. I think this was the second rule that I talked about, which was how a glide consonant will have the head vowel and the wa or ya sound. So that's what we have here. That just means, so these are just practice reading. If you pause the lecture whenever you want, take a screenshot now. But okay, anyone watching this after the lecture? Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna read it. Kamusta? Si Gwen ako. 20 taon po ako. Like, I am 20 years old. Taga Pampanga. Pampanga, the what's called? The province. Why are we spelling it as Pang? Because that's where the word comes from. We wouldn't write it with a M here, because the word Pang is a river delta or river thing. These are some small language things that gives you a more holistic view of how the language works. We write with the but we will still pronounce this bam, because this will come after a labial sound, the p sound. Bam, panga. Will follow a g sound. Heck yeah. I don't want to do the Bisay one because my Bisay pronunciation is terrible. Anyways, boop. This is the last one. I want to read this for everyone. This is for my Tagalog viewers out there. Hindi ganong I hate myself. Hindi ganong kadali ang pagsusulat, pero makakatulong ang Grammarly. Tama ang gramatika ng itong pangungusap, pero napakahaba at mahirap basahin. Welcome, guys. So, wow, I even stuttered during that whole thing. #1. No, I can't say that. We're not. Why grammar? Why not? It's kind of funny. But yeah, what's it called? Thanks for listening. Any questions? This is just a quick Baybayin lesson. Hopefully people can come to the next lesson we have, which is Intro to Anito on Friday, US time, Saturday, Eastern Hemisphere time. Does anyone have any questions? You have a question? Yes. Hi.
Hi. Can we see your handwriting or like your Baybayin handwriting? Because I'm curious. It's not a very flowing script, so you can't really quickly. And I've seen people kind of adapt it so it is easier to write. And I was wondering, like, do you like really write it full, or do you kind of have like your own faster version of it?
My faster version of it hasn't fully been developed per se. I think no, but generally I use the stylized version. Okay, so let's go back to Quick basics. It's this part. Let's look at all the different thingos. They're generally not really that written. They're not written as fluidly as it would normally be. They're more like how, let's say, Hebrew writing uses like specific different letters when writing it. There is a form of cursive Hebrew alphabet. However, it is not transcribed onto the thing because it is what's called not transcribed onto the Unicode thing because most people can read the both different ways. Baybayin does not have a cursive script yet. Typically, it would be just written as ways that it could be easy to write are things making it all connect to each other. So the rule of thumb is we open up, then go bottom, and then left to right. So how we normally write anyway. So the words for like ba would start from the top there, and then we'd go down and curve, and then loop back up to make a ba. For words like the da, it originally was a line on top and then school. Oh my god, my pen's bad. It's honestly so tragic. We might do a class on more fluid handwriting. I might do a class on more fluid handwriting, so that would be funky. When people are writing it fast, it's more easier to write it because the traditional way of writing the language is actually top to bottom instead of left to right. And when you do it top to bottom, it's more faster to write it. Oh my god, it's okay, Diane. Did you miss any parts? I think we can end recording soon and then we can go back to whatever parts you want. You remember. It's okay. But yeah, I don't think I answered your question, but maybe we can like work on it after the lesson. Like I can show you how I write it. This is my grimoire. I'm so sexy. This is my grimoire. I have my different scripts writing it from top to bottom, left to right. They're pretty generally what the characters already look like. It will have the ducks on stuff and then the writing. So I think, yeah. Anything else? Oh, see ya, Xander. Does anyone have any more questions and then we can end the fact that cursive is typically written on paper. Baybayin is hard to inscribe. Yes, Baybayin was inscribed on. Baybayin actually was inscribed on leaves, those things, and as a medium in stone itself and copper, with the copper laguna plate being not in Baybayin but in Kawi, but it gives us an insight to how it would have been written, obviously, and it was in a language that was similar to Old Tagalog, I believe. I can't fully remember. But yeah, it never developed into a cursive script, mainly because one, it arrived so early, like pretty close to when. Yes, it will be included in. You'll have charts for Baybayin. I need one IDK. Which one I should? That is accurate. The one that I have posted here is fairly accurate. Yep, you can check the Suyat at Wika channel in the server. We also, I might make my own chart. Generally speaking, there's actually the different charts are just showing different fonts of the language. So there's that. So yeah, I think we're done here. If I have any more, we can, I'm gonna do a lesson with more native speaker stuff, and then we can actually practice reading and writing and prose and text. And then when we do the Tagalog and minority language classes, we will include the examples and stuff in Baybayin so people can learn it alongside learning the language. So yeah, I think that's good. We're done here. Thank you guys for coming. Please subscribe and check it. Please subscribe, check our channel, blah, blah, blah. Bye.